The shovel was supposed to be an insult, but they didn't know it would become their undoing. I held the garden tool in my hands, a bright red bow tied mockingly around its handle, while my brother Seamus and his wife Vienna stood beaming next to a massive poster of their new beachfront property. My name is Caroline, and I've spent 31 years being the family's greatest disappointment, at least according to my mother Heidi, who was currently dabbing tears of joy from her eyes as she watched her golden child accept the keys to his $2 million gift. And for Caroline, she'd announced moments earlier, her voice dripping with condescension, something to help build character. Cue the shovel presentation, followed by polite titters from our extended family gathered for the annual Foster reunion. Thanks, Mom. It's exactly what I needed. I forced a smile, gripping the handle tighter. If they only knew what I had stored on my phone, proof that would shatter their perfect family portrait into a million pieces. Always the good sport, Seamus laughed, clapping me on the shoulder. Hey, maybe you can help landscape the new place. Save us some money on contractors. Vienna at least had the decency to look uncomfortable. Seamus, don't. No, he's right. I cut in, my voice honey-sweet. I'd love to help dig things up around your new property. My cousin Naomi caught my eye from across the room, raising an eyebrow at my tone. She'd always been able to read between my lines. Mom! 9-year-old Ellie came running up, tugging at Vienna's designer dress. Can Aunt Caroline help me with my science project? Please? Of course she can, sweetie, Vienna smiled. But I noticed the strain around her eyes. Your Aunt Caroline is very helpful. I knelt down to Ellie's level, grateful for the distraction. What are we studying this time, kiddo? Decomposition, she announced proudly. Like, how things break down over time. I couldn't help but laugh. Perfect timing. I know quite a bit about things falling apart. The party continued around us, a symphony of crystal glasses clinking and forced laughter. My father Wilfred stood in the corner, nodding along to whatever story Seamus was telling about his latest business triumph. 3 weeks ago, I'd received an anonymous email with a subject line that changed everything. Your brother isn't who they think he is. Want proof? Caroline. My mother's voice cut through my thoughts. Stop slouching with that shovel and come help serve the appetizers. Vienna shouldn't have to lift a finger today. Yes, Mother. I propped the shovel against the wall, right next to the massive framed photo of Seamus and Vienna on their wedding day. 7 years of marriage, and the cracks were starting to show, if you knew where to look. Brad, Vienna's brother, caught my eye as I passed with a tray of canapés. He'd been unusually quiet today, nursing the same whiskey for the past hour. He knew something too. I could tell from the way he wouldn't look directly at Seamus. Speech time, my mother announced, tapping her glass. Seamus, darling, tell us how you're feeling about your new home. My brother stood, straightening his expensive tie. Well, what can I say? When you work hard and do everything right, good things come your way. Vienna and I are blessed to have such an amazing family supporting us. And of course, he turned to me with that practiced smile, we know we can count on Caroline to help make our house a home. She's always been good at digging in. More laughter, more raised glasses. I smiled and nodded, playing my part perfectly. Let them laugh, let them toast, let them think I'm still the family doormat, useful only for manual labor and babysitting. My phone buzzed in my pocket, another email from my anonymous source. I'd check it later, when I wasn't surrounded by the family I was about to destroy. For now, I had a role to play and appetizers to serve. After all, revenge is a dish best served with a smile and a garden shovel. 3 weeks earlier, I'd been sitting in my apartment, staring at my laptop screen in disbelief. The anonymous email had led to a password-protected cloud folder. The password? Vivian XO. How original, Seamus. My hands shook as I clicked through dozens of photos. My perfect brother, entering various hotel rooms. GPS data showing his car parked outside apartments when he was supposed to be at business meetings. Chat logs with multiple women, each message more damning than the last. My phone rang, making me jump. It was Brad. "Hey," I answered cautiously. "This is unexpected." "Meet me at Riverside Coffee in 20 minutes, he said, his voice tense. "We need to talk." The cafe was nearly empty when I arrived. Brad sat in a corner booth, looking like he hadn't slept in days. 2 untouched coffees sat on the table. "How long have you known?" I asked, sliding into the seat across from him. "About 8 months." He ran a hand through his disheveled hair. "Seamus offered me a position at Foster Industries to keep quiet. Executive level, 6 figures." "And you took it?" "What was I supposed to do? He's my sister's husband. I thought if I stayed close, I could protect her somehow." I pulled out my phone, showing him the timestamps on some photos. "I need you to verify these for me. Were you with him on any of these dates?" Brad leaned forward, squinting at the screen. "That weekend, March 12th, he told Vienna he was with me on a fishing trip. We were supposed to be, but he never showed. Sent me a text saying he had food poisoning, while he was actually at the Marquis Hotel with someone named Vivian." Brad's face went pale. "Shit. You know about Vivian?" "I'm learning more every day." I took a sip of coffee. "Why didn't you tell Vienna?" "He said he'd destroy her if I did. That she'd lose everything, including Ellie." Brad's hands clenched into fists. "You don't know what he's capable of, Caroline." "Actually, I do. I've watched him manipulate our family for years." I stood up. "And I'm done being quiet about it." That evening I called Naomi. We met at my place, sharing a bottle of wine on my small balcony. "Something's wrong," she said, studying my face. "You've got that look." "What look?" "The one you had right before you exposed our third-grade teacher for stealing from the class fund." I laughed despite myself. "Maybe I'm just tired of watching the Seamus and Vienna show." "It's more than that." Naomi topped off our glasses. "You know something. Let's just say, the show might have an unexpected finale soon." My phone buzzed. Another email. This one contained an audio file. I played it later that night, after Naomi left. "Hey, beautiful," Seamus's voice purred. "Got our weekend all planned out. You'll love this place. Private beach, no neighbors for miles. Vienna's got that stomach bug going around, so we're in the clear." "Yeah, I miss you too, Vivienne." I replayed it 3 times, my anger growing with each listen. Vienna had been in bed with actual food poisoning that weekend, probably from the soup Seamus had brought her from that new restaurant. My phone lit up with a text from Brad. "Whatever you're planning, be careful. But I've got more if you need it." I typed back, "Send everything." Another message popped up, this one from Naomi. "Just checked on Vienna. She's looking through old photo albums, crying. Says she's just feeling nostalgic, but something's off." I walked to my window, looking out at the city lights. In one of those high-rises, my brother was probably with another woman, thinking he was untouchable. In another, his wife was questioning everything but afraid to admit it. My shovel stood in the corner where I'd propped it after bringing it home from the reunion. Mom's character-building gift was about to become so much more than she intended. I opened my laptop and started a new PowerPoint presentation. Title slide: "Behind the Facade, Seamus Foster Unplugged." Sometimes you have to dig deep to bury someone completely. "Aunt Caroline, watch this." Ellie twirled in her new party dress, a gift from Heidi for the second day of the reunion festivities. I sat cross-legged on the lawn, taking a break from arranging garden furniture for the afternoon tea. "Beautiful, sweetie. You look just like a princess." "Mom's too busy to watch," she pouted, glancing at Vienna, who was absorbed in her phone across the yard. "Hey, want to help me plant these flowers?" I patted the soil beside me. We can make it a science experiment. As Ellie and I dug small holes for the petunias, I heard my mother's voice carrying from the patio, where she held court with the neighbors. We raised a real man in Seamus, taking over the company's European division at 35. Caroline's still finding her way, but at least she's good with children. I pressed my trowel deeper into the earth, imagining it was something else I was burying. Caroline? Vienna's voice startled me. She'd appeared silently beside us, her designer sundress immaculate despite the heat. Could you watch Ellie for an hour? I need to lie down, another migraine. I studied her face, the dark circles carefully concealed under expensive makeup, the slight tremor in her hands. Of course. Take all the time you need. You're always so helpful, she said, then hesitated. I'm lucky, right? To have all this. Her gesture encompassed the sprawling property, but her voice cracked on the last word. Are you, Vienna? Our eyes met. For a moment, I thought she might break, might confess what I suspected she already knew. Instead, she turned away. I should rest before dinner. While Ellie was distracted with her flowers, I pulled out my phone and opened the Bluetooth pairing menu. Seamus's SUV sat in the driveway, and I'd noticed him leaving his phone in the car earlier, a new habit of his. The bug I'd planted would sync automatically once it detected his device. Caroline! Seamus called from the patio. Stop playing in the dirt and come help set up for dinner. Where's Vienna? Migraine, I answered, brushing soil from my knees. She's resting. Again? He frowned, then shrugged. Well, at least I've got my reliable little sister to pick up the slack. As I passed him to head inside, my phone vibrated. A new audio file had started recording. Later that evening, after helping clean up dinner and putting Ellie to bed, I sat in my guest room and pressed play. Hey, baby. Yeah, she's got another headache. Perfect timing, right? Listen, I booked that place we talked about. Next weekend. No, Vienna has no idea. She never checks the accounts anyway. A knock at my door made me jump. It was Naomi. Spill, she said, closing the door behind her. You've been weird all day. And what's with the gardening suddenly? I hesitated, then pulled up the PowerPoint on my laptop. Remember how you always said karma needs a little help sometimes? Her eyes widened as she scrolled through the slides. Holy shit, Caroline, this is nuclear, I suggested. That's kind of the point. But the beach house party tomorrow, you're not really planning to help them landscape? Oh, I'm planning to dig up quite a lot. Naomi gripped my arm. They'll destroy you. They've been trying to do that my whole life. I closed the laptop. At least this time, I'm choosing the battlefield. My phone lit up with a text from Brad. Vienna's brother just called. She's been asking questions about Seamus's schedule. Be ready. Another message followed quickly. Raphael's in town. Says he has something you need to see. Raphael, my old college friend who now worked in digital forensics. I hadn't seen him in years, but his timing couldn't be better. I picked up my shovel from the corner and ran my hand along its smooth handle. Tomorrow, this weapon of character building would help me unearth every dirty secret they'd tried to bury. You're playing with fire, Naomi warned, watching me. I smiled, thinking of all the times I'd been burned already. Good thing I've stopped caring about getting hurt. The morning sun glinted off the beach house's massive windows as our family gathered for what my mother called a vision brunch. I watched Seamus gesture dramatically at empty spaces, describing his plans for each room. And here, he announced, pointing to a bare wall, we're thinking a 20-foot aquarium, something really spectacular. Just like my boy, Heidi beamed. Always thinking big. Vienna stood slightly apart from the group, her arms wrapped around herself despite the warm weather. When she caught me watching, she moved closer. Are you okay? She asked quietly. You've been different lately. Have I? I sipped my mimosa. Or am I just finally being myself? Before she could respond, Brad appeared at my elbow. Caroline, can we talk? Outside? The ocean breeze whipped around us as we walked along the property's edge. Brad kept checking over his shoulder until we were out of earshot. You need to stop whatever you're planning, he said, his voice low and urgent. Why? Afraid of losing that executive position? This isn't about me. He grabbed my arm. You don't understand what you're dealing with. They'll turn on you. All of them. Even Vienna. I yanked free. Vienna deserves to know the truth. The truth? He laughed bitterly. The truth is our whole family is built on lies. Why do you think I took the job? To protect my sister. If Seamus goes down, he'll drag everyone with him. Then let him try. Back inside, I found Naomi arranging flowers in the kitchen. I'm hosting a gathering here tomorrow, I announced, to show my appreciation for the family's generosity. She nearly dropped a vase. Your what? Just a small celebration. Would you help me set up? Caroline. Her eyes darted to where Seamus was holding court in the living room. What exactly are you planning? I lowered my voice. Let's just say some things need to come to light. Are you with me? She hesitated, then nodded. Always. But this better be worth it. My phone buzzed. A text from Raphael. Got your message. Those files you sent? There's more where they came from. Want help making them impossible to deny? I smiled, typing back, You were right about him all along. Meet me tonight? Caroline! Heidi's sharp voice cut through my thoughts. Stop texting and come help Vienna with the table settings. I found Vienna in the dining room methodically arranging crystal glasses. Her hands were shaking. I can finish this, I offered. Why are you being so nice to me? She asked suddenly. After everything, after how they treat you. Because you're not them, I said simply. And maybe you deserve better than what they've given you. She stared at me for a long moment, then whispered, What do you know? Before I could answer, Seamus burst in. There's my two favorite women. Vienna, baby, I was thinking we could use this room for my trophy collection. Of course, she said automatically, but her eyes stayed on me. I excused myself and went to check my phone. Raphael had sent another message. Found something interesting in those hotel receipts. Seems your brother has expensive taste in gifts, jewelry specifically, but not for his wife. I forwarded the information to Brad with a simple message. Still want to protect him? His response came quickly. Tomorrow. Whatever you're planning, I won't stop you. I walked to the window, watching waves crash against the shore. Tomorrow, those same waves would witness another kind of crash, the destruction of my family's carefully constructed facade. My phone rang. Naomi. The caterers are booked for tomorrow, and I got that projector you asked for. Are you sure about this? More sure than I've ever been, I replied, watching Seamus kiss Vienna's cheek while his hand typed something on his hidden phone. It's time everyone saw what's beneath the surface. Then let's give them a party they'll never forget. I hung up and touched the shovel propped in the corner. Tomorrow, it would help me plant something unexpected in my brother's perfect garden, the seeds of his destruction. The garden lights twinkled like stars as our family filtered into the beach house. I'd spent all day setting up, transforming the empty space into something almost magical. String lights, flowers, champagne fountains, everything perfect, everything a lie. Caroline, this is unexpected, Heidi said, eyeing the elaborate setup. What's the occasion? Can't I just show my appreciation? I adjusted a flower arrangement. After all, Seamus and Vienna deserve to be celebrated. Seamus laughed, clapping me on the shoulder. See, Mom, I told you the shovel would help her attitude. Where should I set up the projector? Naomi whispered as she passed. Living room, Make sure everyone can see the screen clearly. Vienna appeared, looking stunning but fragile in a white cocktail dress. Caroline, this is beautiful, but why? You'll see, I smiled. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. The room filled quickly. Brad stationed himself near the door, nursing a whiskey. My father settled into an armchair, while Heidi fluttered around, playing hostess at someone else's party. Ellie sat cross-legged on the floor, coloring in her notebook. At exactly 8 p.m., I clicked the remote. The projector hummed to life, and the room fell silent. "What's this?" Seamus asked, his voice carrying that familiar condescending tone. The title slide appeared. Behind the facade, Seamus Foster unplugged. "Caroline," my mother warned, "what are you doing?" "Showing you what character really looks like, Mom." The first image appeared, Seamus entering the Marquis Hotel, then another and another. Hotel receipts, GPS locations, timestamps, each piece of evidence more damning than the last. "This is ridiculous," Seamus laughed, but his face had gone pale. Obviously doctored photos. The audio played next, his own voice filling the room. "Hey, beautiful. Vienna's got that stomach bug going around, so we're in the clear." Vienna's champagne glass shattered on the floor. "That weekend, you said you were fishing with Brad. Baby, I can explain." "Then explain this." I clicked forward. Security footage from his office building, showing him with a blonde woman. Or this. A credit card statement showing jewelry purchases from dates that weren't their anniversary or Vienna's birthday. "That's enough." Heidi stood up shaking. "Caroline, stop this at once." "Why? Afraid of what comes next, Mom? Like how you covered up his first affair 3 years ago?" The room erupted. Vienna screamed, a raw, painful sound. My father slumped in his chair, looking like he might faint. Ellie started crying. "When?" Vienna's voice cut through the chaos. She stood perfectly still, staring at me. "When did you find this out?" I gripped my shovel, which I'd kept close all evening. "Before I got my shovel, Vienna. Before they tried to bury me one last time with their perfect family act." "You vindictive bitch!" Seamus snarled, starting toward me. Brad stepped between us. "Back off, Seamus. It's over." "You knew?" Vienna turned to her brother. "You knew and didn't tell me?" "He paid him not to," I said quietly. "Executive position. Remember, Brad?" Naomi moved to comfort Ellie, who was sobbing into her coloring book. "Come on, sweetie. Let's go get some air." "This is all lies," Heidi insisted, but her voice wavered. "Seamus would never—" "Actually, Mrs. Foster," Brad interrupted, "I've been helping Vienna's private investigator for weeks. We have even more proof." Vienna walked to the screen, touching one of the images. "Vivian. That's my yoga instructor. I recommended her to you when you said you wanted to get in shape." "Vienna, please." Seamus reached for her, but she recoiled. "Don't touch me." She turned to face the room, her voice steel. "I want everyone out, now, except Caroline." As the family filed out in shocked silence, I heard my mother's last desperate whisper. "What have you done?" I stood my ground, shovel still in hand. "I did what you taught me, Mom." I dug deep and built character. The door closed behind them, leaving me alone with Vienna and the damning evidence still projected on the wall. "Show me everything," she said quietly. "Don't leave anything out." "This is clearly Photoshop." Seamus burst back into the room, his face red with rage. "Vienna, baby, you can't believe this garbage. Caroline's always been jealous." "Jealous?" I clicked to the next slide. "Is this Photoshop too?" "Your text messages to Vivienne about Vienna's inconvenient migraines?" "Get out!" Vienna screamed at him. "Get out Before you what?" He sneered. "Remember who pays for your lifestyle, sweetheart." Brad stepped forward, his phone out. "Actually, I just got off the phone with our family lawyer. You remember grandmother's trust fund stipulations, right? The beach house? All of it? The color drained from Seamus's face. That's right, Vienna said, her voice ice cold. My grandmother's money, not yours, not the Fosters, mine. Heidi pushed past Brad. Now let's all calm down. Every marriage has its rough patches. Rough patches? Naomi appeared in the doorway. Is that what you called it 7 years ago, Aunt Heidi? When you paid off that waitress to keep quiet? The room fell silent. My mother's face went chalk white. What waitress? Vienna whispered. The one from the country club, Naomi continued, her voice shaking. I saw them together in the parking lot. When I told Heidi, she said it would destroy the family if anyone found out. Said some things are better left buried. My father, who had been silent until now, slowly stood up. Heidi. You knew? All this time? Wilfred, I was protecting our family name. No, he cut her off. You were protecting your illusion. He turned to me, his eyes wet. Caroline, I'm sorry. I should have stood up to her years ago. Should have stood up for you? Daddy! Ellie's voice carried from the hallway. She ran in, clutching her drawing pad. Why is everyone fighting? Did Uncle Seamus do something bad? The room collectively flinched. Vienna knelt down to her daughter's level. Sweetie, sometimes grown-ups, sometimes they make mistakes that hurt other people. Like lying? Ellie asked. You said lying was bad. Yes, baby, like lying. Seamus made one last attempt. This is ridiculous. You're all turning against me because of some fake evidence, my pathetic sister. It's not fake. Brad pulled out his phone. I've been recording your business meetings for months. Originally to protect Vienna, but... He looked at me. Caroline was right. The truth needed to come out. You'll regret this, Seamus snarled. All of you. The only regret, I said quietly, is that it took a garden shovel to finally dig up your lies. Vienna stood up, steel in her spine. I want you out of this house, my house. You'll be hearing from my lawyers in the morning. You think you can survive without me? He laughed bitterly. Good luck maintaining your precious lifestyle on your own. She won't be alone. Naomi stepped forward. None of us will let her be alone again. My mother made one last attempt. Vienna, dear, think about what you're doing. Think about the family. Family? Vienna's laugh was hollow. You mean the family that watched me suffer? That helped him lie? That treated Caroline like dirt while praising her abuser? That family? Heidi staggered back as if slapped. Caroline, my father said softly. The trust fund, the beach house. I should have fought harder when your mother... Save it, Dad. I touched his arm gently. Some things can't be fixed with money. Ellie tugged at my sleeve, holding up her drawing pad. On it, she'd drawn 2 figures, one with a shovel, one with a crown. Both were smiling. Look, Aunt Caroline, I drew you helping Mommy be strong. Tears pricked my eyes as I hugged her. Over her head, I watched Seamus storm out, followed by our mother. Brad was already on the phone with security to change the gate codes. Naomi started cleaning up broken glass from Vienna's shattered champagne flute. The projector still hummed, casting shadows of truth across the walls of the beach house. Outside, waves crashed against the shore, washing away footprints in the sand, nature's way of burying the past. But some things deserve to stay unearthed. The morning after the revelation, Vienna walked into the beach house living room, carrying a thick manila envelope. Her hair was pulled back severely, her designer outfit replaced with simple jeans and a sweater. She looked younger somehow, lighter. I had these drawn up weeks ago, she said, placing divorce papers on the coffee table. I needed proof. I needed to be sure. Seamus, who'd been summoned by his lawyer, stared at the documents. "You're making a huge mistake." "No," Vienna smiled sadly. "I already made the mistake. 7 years of mistakes. This is me fixing it." "You'll get nothing," he threatened. "I'll fight you for every penny." "Actually," Brad interrupted from his position by the window, "you might want to rethink that strategy." He handed Seamus a document. "Remember grandmother's trust? The one that paid for this house? The properties in Europe? The company shares?" Seamus's face went from red to white as he read. "That's right," Vienna said calmly. "All in my name. All protected by an ironclad prenup that your mother insisted on. Ironic, isn't it?" I sat quietly in the corner, watching my brother's perfect world crumble. Naomi squeezed my hand. "You planned this." Seamus turned to me, voice shaking. "You orchestrated all of it." "No." I stood up. "You did this. Every lie, every betrayal, those were your choices. I patted my shovel, did some excavation." My phone buzzed. Another email had arrived, this time from Raphael, containing a complete digital forensics report on Seamus's devices. I clicked the link and turned my laptop around. "Before you try claiming defamation," I said, "you might want to see what else we found." The color drained from his face as he scrolled. Hotel receipts, bank transfers, messages to multiple women. All meticulously documented and time-stamped. "I'll destroy you," he whispered. "I'll tell everyone what a jealous, vindictive bitch you've always been." I pulled out my phone and pressed a button. The entire folder of evidence uploaded to a cloud drive, and automated emails went out to every family member, business associate, and board member in his contact list. "Go ahead," I smiled. "Tell them whatever you want. The truth is already out there." Vienna picked up a pen and signed the divorce papers with a steady hand. "Your turn, Seamus. Sign, or everything goes public. Not just the affairs, everything. Including what you did with the company's European accounts." His hand trembled as he scrawled his signature. "Mommy?" Ellie's voice came from the doorway. She held her drawing pad tight against her chest. "Are you and Daddy getting a divorce like Sophie's parents?" Vienna knelt down. "Yes, sweetheart. But you know what? We're going to be okay. Better than okay." "Can Aunt Caroline still come over?" "Of course she can," Vienna smiled. "She helped Mommy be brave." Seamus stormed out, slamming the door so hard a picture fell from the wall. Through the window, I watched him climb into his SUV, the same one where my bug had caught his last incriminating conversation. My phone lit up with messages. The evidence was spreading. Family members responding in shock, anger, support. Board members demanding emergency meetings. My mother sending increasingly desperate texts about family loyalty. "It's done," Brad said quietly. "The lawyers will handle the rest." Vienna turned to me, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for being brave enough to show me the truth. Thank you for being brave enough to face it." Naomi appeared with glasses of champagne. "To freedom," she toasted. "And to karma finally catching up." "To truth," Vienna added. "To family," Brad said, looking at his sister with pride. I lifted my glass, then set it down and picked up my shovel instead. Walking to the window, I watched waves crash against the shore. Behind me, I could hear Ellie giggling as Naomi helped her draw something new, a picture of her future maybe, one without lies and pretense. "Where are you going?" Vienna asked as I headed for the door. I shouldered my shovel and smiled. "To plant something new, something real this time." The morning sun caught the metal of the shovel, making it shine like truth itself. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destroying someone's world. It's helping build a better one from the ruins they left behind. The headlines scrolled across my phone as I sipped morning coffee in my apartment. Foster Industries Board forces CEO resignation amid scandal. Trust fund heiress files for divorce, citing multiple infidelities. European division under investigation. A knock at my door interrupted my reading. I opened it to find Vienna holding a large potted olive tree. "Peace offering," she said with a small smile. "Though maybe I should be the one receiving it." "Come in." I cleared space by my window for the tree. "How's Ellie?" "Better now that the screaming has stopped. Heidi tried to visit yesterday, wanted to explain her side of things." Vienna rolled her eyes. I had security turn her away. My phone buzzed with a text from Brad. "Board meeting just ended. Seamus is out. They're promoting someone else to CEO. You might want to check your email." I opened my inbox to find a message from the board of directors, requesting a meeting about a position in corporate ethics and compliance. I showed it to Vienna. "Ironic," she laughed. "They want the family disappointment to keep them honest. I haven't decided if I'll take it." "You should," she said firmly. "That company needs someone who actually understands consequences." Another knock, this time Naomi carrying a bottle of champagne. "Found this in the beach house cellar. Thought it deserved better company." We were opening it when my father arrived, looking older but somehow straighter-backed than before. "I left your mother," he announced without preamble. "Moved in with your Aunt Margaret. I should have done it years ago." "Dad?" "No, let me finish." He pulled out an envelope. "This is your portion of the family trust. What should have been yours all along. I can't change the past, but I can try to fix what's fixable." "Speaking of fixing things," Vienna said, checking her phone, "my lawyer just confirmed. The beach house is being converted into a women's shelter. Seems fitting, doesn't it?" I touched the olive tree's leaves. New growth from old soil. "Aunt Caroline!" Ellie burst through the door, followed by Brad. She thrust a drawing at me. "Look what I made in art therapy." The picture showed a garden full of flowers, with a figure holding a shovel standing guard against dark clouds. At the bottom, she'd written, "Sometimes you have to dig up bad things to grow good things." "That's beautiful, sweetie," I hugged her. "Want to help me plant this tree?" "Can we put it at the beach house garden? Mom says we're making it pretty for the new people who'll live there." "Perfect spot," Vienna agreed. A reminder that some things need to be uprooted before others can grow. My phone lit up again. "Raphael. Board wants to know if you'll consult on their digital security overhaul. Apparently they're worried about more secrets coming to light." I typed back, "Tell them transparency is the best security." "Caroline," my father said softly, "your mother's planning something. Says she won't let the family name be ruined." "Let her try," Naomi cut in. "We've got receipts." "Literally." "And security cameras," Brad added. "And lawyers," Vienna smiled. "And me," Ellie declared, wielding her colored pencil like a sword. I picked up my shovel from its place of honor by the window. "And we've got this." "To new beginnings," Naomi raised her glass. "To truth," Brad added. "To family," my father said quietly. "The real kind." "To karma," Vienna smiled. I looked around at my real family, not bound by obligation or pretense, but by choice and truth. The morning sun caught the olive tree's leaves, casting dancing shadows on my wall. Outside, the city hummed with life and possibility. They gave me a shovel to dig holes. I used it to bury their lies. But now we were planting something new, something honest, something real. I raised my glass, but my other hand stayed on the shovel. Some tools of destruction can also build. Some weapons of revenge can create justice. And sometimes, the family you choose is stronger than the family you're born into. To growth, I said finally, even if we have to break ground to find it.